Hi my lovies and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a first impression on a foundation. I absolutely adore doing first impressions on foundations because I discover it's like some hidden gems when I do these wear tests, and you know, happy days when you find a new amazing foundation. Today's foundation in question is the Rimmel Lasting Finish Breathable foundation, and this is their newest release, and I bought mine on Look Fantastic or Feel Unique, one of those websites, and I actually ended up getting like 15% off or something like that. It was a really affordable foundation. I think it cost about €8 when I got the discount, but roughly it's around €10 regular price. So I'm just going to read a couple of the claims on this. Now it is the 25-hour, and the 25-hour foundation, the one with the red lid, is my all-time holy grail foundation from the drugstore. Like, I absolutely adore it, but I feel like this one is taking over from it. You can still buy the one with the red lid here in Ireland, but I hear in the US they're phasing it out and going for this foundation. On the Rimmel website there are 16 shades of this foundation, 30ml or 1 fluid ounce. It's described as a long wearing and lightweight skin perfecting foundation with medium coverage. Breathable skin technology that moisturizes for up to 25 hours. You can buy it on Berry.uk, Superdrug, Feel Unique, ASOS, Boots, Amazon, and I'm presuming Ulta in the US. So this product actually has a 3-star rating on the Rimmel website. A lot of people are complaining on the website, I have noticed, that they shouldn't have replaced this foundation with the one with the red lid because it was just an amazing foundation. Now I obviously haven't worn this, so I can't compare, but you guys know how much I love the one with the red lid, the 25-hour foundation. Like, it is my favorite foundation, and I can't get my shade anymore here in Ireland, which is devastating. I don't know what the story is with that, but I managed to get my shade in this, which is number 203. That's the one I've used in both of the foundations, so I'm hoping that this one matches me. I'm going to do what I do with all of my first impressions: prime one side, not prime the other, and then apply one side with a brush and one side with a beauty blender, and then just see which side performs better throughout the day. Obviously, this is only a first impressions. I will wear this throughout the month, here, there, and everywhere, and I will kind of give my overall kind of conclusion on it, usually in monthly hits and misses, because that's when I can kind of round up all the products from the month. So this is just a first impression, always keep that in mind. I'm going to prime this side of my face with my Professional from Benefit. I'm going to take my beauty blender first, and I'm just going to apply this now. Oh yeah, it does. It has the doe foot wand. I've heard that. I feel like all these brands are doing doe foot wands these days. It must be just the trend at the moment. The Clinique one was the only one that I ever remember having a doe foot wand. This is almost like a sponge. It's not as hard. Not that it's a doe foot wand's hard, but you know the way it kind of has a bit of density to it. This is much more spongier. Just dipped in once, and that's all the product that I got out from one application. So let's blend that all in. Blending out quite nicely. I'm getting a nice amount of coverage from it. I really hope this is like the other Lasting Finish foundation, because if they've discontinued that and this is replacing it, I'm just hoping that it's the same type of formula. Okay, right off the bat I'm gonna say it's not the same type of formula from blending this into my face. The one with the red lid has super full coverage. This is definitely a medium coverage. I can still see an awful lot of my imperfections popping through, like the spot on my chin. I also have a little bit of blemishing on my cheeks, and I have a little bit of veins. I have veins on my eyelids, and it's not really covering them up. Let's just see, can I build this product up, or if it builds up nicely. I feel like you definitely need a little bit more coverage. I think the shade is actually fine. It's a little bit lighter than the other Lasting Finish, just in shade, because that one is a little bit of a deeper shade, even though it's the same color. But it's fine for me, like it's perfect. It matches my skin, which I'm happy about. I mean, it's not that I'm not liking it with a beauty blender. It's just, it's super sheer. This foundation would be nice just with one application on. Maybe if you're going to school or college and you just want a little bit of foundation, nothing crazy. I'm just gonna see what it's like when I use a brush. This is a Sigma Flat F80 brush. It's my favorite foundation brush ever. Okay, I'm finding that this foundation is a bit harder to spread over the non-primed side. Like, I feel like it's a little bit dry or something. like while I'm trying to drag it over my skin. I have moisturized my skin, but I just feel like it's a tad bit dry. Oh no, I have like dry skin on my nose and it's just clinged to all of that. I was flying last week and sometimes the recycled cabin air like gives me like dryness all around my nose, which is really weird because I have oily skin. Like I'm quite oily, but I just have a little bit of dryness here, and I exfoliated my skin yesterday, but this is emphasizing all of the dryness. Guys, I don't like this foundation. It's just not as good as the other one, and even from the application I can tell that it's not the same at all. Like I don't like this foundation so much that I actually feel like taking it off and starting my makeup again. See, can I rectify the situation on my nose? Like I know brushes like cause is it microdermabrasion? Is that what it's called? Where it kind of lifts skin up. I know brushes do that, but this is ridiculous. Like I have never seen my face look like this. The Beauty Blender is the way to go with this foundation. I'm not even going to attempt with the brush at all. So when I use the Beauty Blender, it's kind of like flattening down the product over my nose, so I'm not getting that kind of dryness. I feel like I've kind of gotten a desired amount covered. So what was that, like 2.5 layers of foundation? Like it's just gone 11:41, and I'm gonna wear this I think for at least 10 hours anyway, just to see how we get on. But right now I'm not crazy about it. I'll zoom in and show you what I'm seeing. I don't know what's evident on camera to you guys, but across my nose here is an awful lot of dryness going on, and definitely in between my brows just a little bit of dryness. Like it's clinging all here and here to dryness on my nose. I also have a breakout right here that's just kind of clearing up, and it's clinging to all the dry skin around that as well. So there are very few foundations that when I initially try, I don't like them, and I'm just really not liking this one. Like if someone told me I could take all my foundation off and start again, I would, but I want to persevere with this and I want to do the whole wear test, but it's just not looking good on my skin at all, and you've seen in the up close. There's nothing I could do at this point. I'm just gonna wear it. Like I said, it's just gone 11:40, so we'll see how we get on throughout the day. I'm gonna put on the rest of my products. I'll come back to you guys and say how everything else wore or sat on top of it. We'll see how we get on later on, because maybe when my natural oils come through, everything might look a lot better on my skin. So I will talk to you guys in a little bit. Hi guys, so I am back. It is 12:48. So this foundation has been on for 1 hour, and I just said I would come back and discuss how it is wearing. I've just filmed another video, my March hits and misses. I'm just going to discuss how this looks, and we'll talk a little bit more about the foundation. After I applied my other products on top, I feel like everything went on quite nicely. And now that my natural oils, like even though it's only been an hour, like my natural oils are starting to kind of come through a little bit on my skin. Like I can see them on my chin there, my nose, but I still have that flaking that I talked about earlier on. I don't know, like the foundation looks pretty nice. It looks decent on my skin, but I feel I need my natural oils to start mixing with this in order for it to look nicer on my skin. It is seeping in just a teeny bit into my smile lines, and very rarely would that happen an hour into wearing a foundation. So I just don't know what to make of that situation. It just looks very dry on my skin. Like, and when I hear the word breathable, I think of like fresh, dewy, like moisture enhancing, breathable skin that looks natural, if that makes any sense. Whereas with this, I feel like it's really dry. That's the only kind of way I can describe it. I have nothing really else to say an hour into wear, because it doesn't look completely different to the last time I was talking to you guys. But my products did sit on top of it nicely and go on nice, and my concealer and all that jazz. It's just not looking really hot, that's all. I will check in with you later to see how it is looking when my natural oils start to pop through, and maybe I'll enjoy it a bit more. And I would kind of be careful if you have dry skin with this, or if you have flaky skin, like flaky dry skin, or you get breakouts or acne or anything like that, because it just seems to like cling to those areas. Like I have breakouts here and here, and just seems to be like attaching itself to them and just emphasizing the dry skin around it. And I would not recommend this with a brush. But I will talk to you guys in a little bit just to see how we're getting on. Hi guys, so I am back for my second update of the day, and I said I would pull down my blinds and turn on my ring light because it's kind of a dreary day and it's better off to use the ring light to talk to you guys. And it's currently 5:39. Okay, so I think the foundation's looking a lot better than when I initially put it on. It's definitely not clinging to any dry patches on my skin anymore, because when my natural oils come through, obviously those dry patches kind of disappear. Go over my nose, they're all gone. There's no dryness at all. There's a little bit of flaking. I definitely have a lot of oils coming through on the side that I didn't prime. Hang on, I need to adjust my lighting. There's like something weird going on here. Okay, I think that lighting is a bit better. And the foundation's looking much better now that my natural oils have come through. And that's why I just don't think this is going to be completely and utterly suitable for those of you with dry skin. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if you have dry skin, then I feel like this dewiness possibly won't happen for you throughout the day. So if you have any dry patches on your skin, this is going to just cling to those dry patches, which is not cute. The side with the primer on it, there is very little seeping into pores, whereas the side where I've no primer on it, I can see my pores are a little bit more evident. So after 6 hours of wear, the foundation actually looks decent. This foundation looks way better than when I initially put on. It's a bit like the Tarte Shape Tape foundation. When I initially put that on, I'm never really that keen on it. But after the wear and my natural oils come through, it looks a bit better. I do, however, agree with some of the reviews on the Rimmel website that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Original Lasting Finish foundation, the one with the red lid, I felt like that was just incredible for my skin, whereas this one's not as good, but it's not too bad either. Like, it's not the worst foundation I've ever used, and definitely after 6 hours of wear, it's looking pretty decent on my skin. I was wearing my glasses and I'm not noticing any transfer on this side of my nose, just a teeny tiny bit on this side. I'm not as disappointed as I was when I initially put this on. So I'll talk to you in a little bit more hours, in a few more hours, to see how this is looking. Hi my loves, so I'm here for my final update. It's just gone 9:53, which means this foundation has been on for just a little over 10 hours. And do you know what, guys? I was expecting to come back later on in the day and just be like, this foundation was awful, just because of how the initial application went. Like, it wasn't good, and just the way that my skin looked a little bit dry on my nose and stuff like that. But looking at it right now, I'm really happy with this foundation. After 10.5 hours of wear, it's looking pretty decent. I have a little bit of wearing off just here and just a little bit of fading. This side is great, like it looks really good. Everything's still intact on this side, but I'm not that oily, which is kind of surprising to me. Like, I thought it'd be a lot oilier. It's definitely a foundation that is more suitable for oily skin, just because of the lack of oiliness that I have on my face. I just want to take a blotting sheet just to see what the oil concentration is like on my face. Honestly, guys, I'm pretty impressed with that. There's not that much oil, just a teeny tiny little bit of transfer. I think it looks lovely. I'm delighted I didn't just discard it earlier in the day and didn't just throw away this first impressions, because my mind has completely changed. The foundation went on terribly bad this morning, and now it looks incredibly well after almost 11 hours of wear. This is the foundation that surprised me, I think, the most out of a lot of foundations I've tried in the past. This one has definitely done like a 180 for me and like flipped my opinion completely. In person, the only issue I'm having is a little bit of seepage just in between my brows, just right here, and a little bit of clinging just to a dry patch right there. But no cakiness, nothing like that. My smile lines, it's like stopped seeping into them. There's no fading, nothing like that. It looks really nice on my skin, like really nice. Like, all my products have stayed intact. My highlight and blush and everything like that. You can see that spot just kind of peeking through there where the foundation just kind of obviously wore off a little bit around there. No breaking down on my nose, no separating, nothing like that. And I'm just really quite surprised. I have a few pros and cons of this foundation. So the pros for me obviously are the lack of oil that I'm getting on my face. Like, I have so little amount of oil. That doesn't even sound like correct English, but you know what I'm saying. Foundation feels really light on my skin. The color match is great. Like, there was 16 shades, which isn't, I suppose, amazing, but for an affordable foundation, I think that's pretty okay. I like the packaging, the bottle, everything like that looks lovely. The price of it is spot on. It's really affordable. Like I said, it's like $7.99 or $7.95 at the moment. Cons of this foundation, I think for me, would have to be the doe foot applicator. I don't like the doe foot applicator. I find it really messy. The foundation's too liquidy almost for a doe foot, so kind of like flies all over the place. You have to be really careful with it. A pump would have been much better. I suppose you could just spread it onto the back of your hand and then use an applicator with it. Another con of this is a brush is not ideal with it, so I recommend this with a beauty blender. So that could be a pro or con for you. There are a good selection of shades. It's like light to medium, but I feel like if you've deep skin, I only saw 2 shades for deep skin. One was quite deep and then one was like maybe like more olive undertone, so I think the shade selection could be improved. I think that's all I kind of have to say about the foundation. I really am enjoying it and surprised that I like it this much. I'm going to wear it again tomorrow. I'm going into town, I have a couple of bits and bobs to do, so what I might do is just kind of update you in the description bar of how it wears on another day, because I often find like first impressions, my mind often changes and it takes me a while to get used to foundation, so I will let you guys know. Thank you very much for watching today. If you're not already, please hit that subscribe button down below and the little bell so you can be notified, and I will talk to all you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye guys.